Welcome to the Exposer. So guys, hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. But here I present the tampered evidence of a list drawn up by the Spac Nation finance team, entailing its figures for the past year, January to December 2018. As you're probably wondering, why is this strange news? The public's already well aware of the fact that this church manipulates its devout followers into giving thousands into its cultish organisation, hence the large sums displayed. However, there are also red circles outlined around certain figures. Pause this video, screenshot, and zoom into it if you have to. First, I'd like to say a huge thank you for Lillian on Twitter for taking the stand against the foundation of which Spac Nation is built upon. We were fighting on the same side in the name of justice. It is she who bravely published this image of shocking and erroneous figures, which I'm about to do my analysis of. Before that, however, take note of what Lillian says. What's being declared as tithes and offering is incomplete. Each faction of Spac has a C target of a couple $100,000 a month, but it is not being declared. They are not operating at a loss. This is what we auditors call creative accounting. New expenses like rallies, motor, expenses and health and safety are round figures. Repairs and maintenance are 10k, but they only have 4k fixed assets. Some line items mean the same thing, with us Spac's advertising that warrants a 2,224% increase in cuts and 108k for instruments. The figures of tithes and offerings is definitely incomplete. Let's cast our mind back to a certain periscope that TK made with an ex-Spac Nation pastor. So the pastor said his faction, RBG, now dissolved, made roughly around 20k a month. Now in Spac, there were approximately 17 community units with at least 50 people in each attending regularly. So you mean to tell me that they just made 1.171 million with all the loan taking and Spac being at the peak of the manipulation? Something is not adding up. If it is correct, then we know it's very corrupted indeed, as there's a 300k jump from the end of the year, a mass balance of 874k to now 1.17 million just last year. Furthermore, Spac Nation don't believe in tithes, by the way. It's straight cover-up, offering and giving, so I think a word change needs to be done here. So what is creative accounting? Creative accounting consists of accounting practices that follow required laws and regulations, but deviates from what those standards intend to accomplish. Creative accounting capitalizes on loopholes in the accounting standards to falsely portray a better image of the company. Although creative accounting practices are legal, the loopholes they exploit are often reformed to prevent such behavior. So the whole article is very interesting read for those who are curious to know more about the in-depth of Spac Nation's financials and how other greater companies have also used these tactics. Please go on this website. This may be very exhausting to sit and listen to, so my aim will be to extract simply the important parts. Time can be of the essence sometimes. It also says that wages of salary is 58k. I'm personally not against the idea of people being paid if there are full-time ministers of the gospel working at the churches. However, Spac isn't a registered church or charity anyway, so that defeats the purpose. This means that there's 1 or 2 people getting paid to be there and to help this organisation thrive. As for motor expenses, what can this possibly mean? Maybe the purchases of a few cars for a few members to drive? I'll let your own imagination do the working out here. And then we move to the rent. Spac would only do Thursdays and Sunday services as a large group. These days, the rent will get paid through seed. A smaller Thursday venue would cost around 2k, and a Sunday venue would be around 8 to 10k, and a Monday, Tuesday fellowship rent will be paid directly from congregation offerings. Arthur, who's a pastor of Spac Nation, would say he paid for the East Side venue in Shoreditch, for example. So roughly the rent should in actual fact be 100 plus k, but Spac would of course amplify these figures. We will later explain why they do this. Community outreach isn't done all the time, and the tab at Nando's or at Casper's isn't anything more than £500. So again, why is the outreach total sum in 2018 equaling to 180k plus? I would like to draw your attention now to the 108k that they apparently allocated to the instrumentalist hire, just below repairs and maintenance. Rumour has it that Spac has had people coming in to play instruments for their services, you know, to get the crowd excited. Mosh pits and synchronized dance moves, what would get you happy? However, these men have consistently travelled to and from to attend Spac Nation carrying their heavy equipment, but have not been paid by this quote-unquote church. So why are Spac saying they've spent on instruments and it's higher? Yes, with my own eyes I've seen them hire people, but once again, these figures have been blown way out of proportion. Spac and many businesses alike give inaccurate figures so that they do not raise too much suspicion to the regulators of the law, usually to dodge tax or to launder money. This also has a play on the members contributing into these amounts, Because what it does is it keeps them psychologically committed to the vision of this cult, believing that they are sowing for a good cause. So there you have it, guys. Spac Nation lying about their finances. We all know the pastor drives cars that are worth hundreds and thousands of pounds. So this sum here does not match up. This is a guy who is allegedly paying for 22 trap houses, all of these things. And this is the sum the church is showing us. They're obviously hiding money and doing some sort of funny things in regards to the finances. So this is just a little breakdown of what Spac Nation actually doing in regards to the finances.